So the boys wake up at 7 to 7:30. They come in and we watch cartoons for a little bit, and then they get to open their advent calendars each morning, which they get so excited about. I think Tucker's more excited about what's in Caden's than in his own. He always wants to help him open his first. Caden does not like to share his little figures with Tucker until he's had a chance to open them and hold on to them for about a good 5-10 minutes. Caden's includes figurines from the Mario movie, and Tucker's includes a Christmas-themed Star Wars character. While they watch cartoons for a few more minutes, I take care of getting myself ready. I've got my morning medicine I have to take. I have brushed my teeth. And I just moisturize my face a little bit because in the wintertime it is extremely dry. On a normal day, I do not wear any makeup or really do anything more with myself. Next, it's time to get the boys dressed. Tucker is first. He picks out his underwear and his pants himself. We work on getting ourselves undressed. And then Tucker uses the bathroom before we physically change him. Off he goes. Caden and I hang out for a little bit and talk. He's telling me all about his little
Caden's sharing with me his figurines he got in his calendar.
There's a whole thing about getting them to stand
and
up.
There's a whole thing about standing them up. It's fun.
Tucker's done. He comes back in. We get him dressed. He likes to put his shirt on himself, which he needs a little bit of assistance. Collect their socks and their jackets while we're up here, even though we're not going to put them on until we get downstairs. Time to get Caden dressed. As you can see, I'm trying to put some clothes away in between getting them dressed. I am giving Caden an option between which shirt he wants to wear to give him some independence, but he doesn't really care. Tucker is telling him which one he wants him to wear. I picked one, but you know, it's never the right one. Caden chose the other one. So it's time for a diaper. Tucker loves to ruffle Caden's feathers and is messing with his shirt to make him mad on purpose. Caden's yelling at him to shut his drawers. Once they're dressed, then they tend to run off. Then it's time to brush our teeth. Tucker likes to help get the toothbrushes ready, so he's prepping Caden's for him now. And then he will get down so that Caden can hop up. Caden knows the idea of brushing teeth and can help a little bit, but doesn't do so well, so I still help him majority of the time brush his teeth. And then it's time to switch. Tucker jumps up, gets his own toothbrush ready, and then brushes his own teeth. All done there. Now it's downstairs. First thing I do is I grab my water bottle and fill it up for the day. And then I take the time to put the dishes away. There's a lot of things we don't wash in the dishwasher and we hand wash, so they lay out to dry overnight and then I put them away first thing in the morning. Tucker was doing me a favor by helping me count all the little figurines, and he actually counted pretty well in his head of how many there were total when there were couples strung around the floor. Now it's time to get breakfast ready for the boys and myself. I do start by getting the boys breakfast first. I was making them some scrambled eggs, quote-unquote avocado toast, but made with the guacamole spread, and some fruit on the side, which I tend to let them pick what they want, as we have options usually. Tucker likes to help in meal times prep either food or their plates, so he always tends to grab his stool from the bathroom and bring it to the kitchen so that he can reach. Caden just likes to be obnoxious and throw things around the kitchen. This is where Tucker's help comes into play, and I let him get involved. I let him have the job of spreading the guacamole on their toast. The boys decided on blackberries and raspberries for breakfast. So I finish plating the rest of their food. While their food cools down, I will start on mine. So I'm making myself 2 eggs with some egg whites, along with some avocado toast and fruit as well. But I will be using the regular avocado. The boys have their own table that they eat at together, And when they're done, I will come over and clean them up, their hands, their faces. Tucker does get a vitamin in the morning, and Caden is currently on his antibiotics for his ear infection. Daddy happened to call in right at the end of eating, which was a distraction, but at least we were finished and cleaning up. Caden is pretending that he does not want his antibiotics, when in reality he likes the taste of it and asks for it every morning. Now that breakfast is done, I will take a moment to put the dishes away that are in the dishwasher first so that I can load the dishes that we just made and got dirty. I am very surprised that Tucker is not actually asking to help me, as he wants to always help put the dishes away. He normally will grab a towel to join me, but as you can see, the bike was more important, and that's actually Caden's bike in the house, not his. I asked Tucker if he wanted to help me put his plates away, but not today apparently. Alright, with dishes put away and other dishes cleaned, it is time to get myself a coffee. I do have a Keurig at home with a refillable pod, so I just buy the coffee by the bag and make my own coffee myself each day. Nothing special, just coffee and creamer. While my coffee is brewing, I am going to get the boys' water together because we do have to leave in a little bit. I have probably asked Caden about 3 or 4 times to go grab his water bottle from his room, which he is ignoring me and won't do. So I finish my coffee and I have to run to grab his water bottle myself. Waters are ready. My coffee's good. I'll drink some water myself. And now it's time to get the boys ready to go. Sweaters, socks, shoes. Tucker's got to go to the bathroom. We got to be out the door at a certain time because I have to take Tucker to his swim lessons for the day. I can't forget to put the boys' water bottles in the bags, but they have them. I am trying to pick a toy to bring for Caden to play while Tucker swims, and I changed my mind a couple of times while Caden picks his own toy that he wants, so I guess we're bringing two. So I get my shoes on when Tucker goes to the bathroom, and then wait so I can put his jacket on. And I wait. And I wait. He wants to put it on himself. And then I zip it up. And it's time to get into the truck. Tucker climbs in himself, puts himself in, and then I get Caden in. We've arrived at swim lessons, so we are walking inside. We are dressed and ready. The boys are looking at the Christmas tree, and it's time for Tucker's swim lessons. One of his favorite parts of swim lessons is the back float. And we are done and heading home. Alright, we are home now. I've got the mail, which I forget to get every day. And we're gonna play for a little bit. So we decided to play with the Legos, and we're gonna build a Lego tower, Lego home building for Caden's little Mario figures. We take a break from building Legos so that Caden can ride his bike. We are trying to get him excited about riding his bike because he's never really had a whole lot of interest. So that's the reason I brought it into the house. Tucker gets so excited for Caden when he rides it. Caden does a quick lap around the living room, and then that's about all we got. So we go back to playing with our Legos. Our Lego tower is just about done, and it is time for Mom to go make some lunch. For lunch today, we are doing quick and easy chicken nuggets or dino bites, some cucumbers, and an apple. Here comes Tucker again with his stool. They are really good at being in my way in the kitchen. Don't come at me. I forgot to wash the cucumber first. So I have to go back and wash them. I realized very quickly when I turned away that Caden had climbed up and I had a knife sitting there. So I grabbed it as fast as I could. They have just recently started eating apples by the whole, as I used to always cut them up, but we're doing things different. They get ketchup and ranch with their dino nuggets because they can never have just one thing. But they also like the ranch to dip their cucumbers in. So time to sit down. They get their waters. Caden forgot his, so he's got to go back and grab it, bring it to the table. They bring their lunch over. And they take about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to eat some lunch. I do let them watch some cartoons or something on TV while they eat. After they're done eating, we come back to the living room to clean up our toys and reset before nap time. Tucker is a little bit more on the difficult side at this point of cleaning up. I usually have to find a game to play to get him to clean up and have interest. I do help them clean up as I was also involved in playing with them. I will guide them through the cleanup process, but I won't do the whole thing for them. Now, all of Caden's little Mario figurines are kept in the blue bucket, and because they are so small, I do a count before they go down for a nap just to make sure Caden's not hoarding any in his pocket to take to nap time. So we are counting them out to make sure we have them all accounted for. Caden goes down for his nap first. He gets a diaper change before he lays down. And we take his sweatshirt off because it can get a bit warm during nap time. He does like to sleep with anywhere from 1 to 3 blankets on. Climbs into his bed. Tucker comes in to say goodnight. He lays down. I put his blanket on. I turn his sound machine on. I give him a kiss. And then I leave. And then it's Tucker's turn. Tucker gets to use his iPad. It is on a timer for about an hour. It shuts off at a certain time. But he gets a pull-up during nap time because he's still working on not going pee while he sleeps. But he gets a pull-up. And same routine. He gets into bed. I turn the sound machine off. Or on. Give him a hug, give him a kiss. And then I leave. While they are sleeping, I take a moment to get myself something to eat, and then I try and do a bit of work for 30 minutes to about an hour, depending on what I'm trying to get done. After I am finished with work, I will do a little bit of a workout. If my husband's home, I will go to the gym. If he's not, I'll do a little bit of workout at home, either a TRX or a simple YouTube video. Today I chose to do a stretching exercise because I'm pretty sore from my workout the last few days and I just need to loosen everything up. Just as I was wrapping up my workout, Caden woke up from his nap and came downstairs. And then I took the opportunity to vacuum the living room quickly before Tucker wakes up, because this is usually my time to clean. Caden likes to watch me vacuum, so he just sits there while I take care of it. After I was finished vacuuming, I went into the kitchen to clean up from lunch, so I had to put some cucumbers away, didn't get eaten, and then do the dishes. Caden's still carrying his apple around from lunchtime because he takes all day to eat it. Once the dishes are all done, I'll take a moment to wipe down the countertops and the oven. I quickly vacuumed the floors because the kids seem to get stuff everywhere no matter how often I vacuum. Just as I finished vacuuming and picking everything up in the kitchen, Tucker woke up from his nap and made his way downstairs. As soon as they wake up, they love to get a snack, so it is snack time. Their first choice, as long as we have them in the house, is gummy bears. We don't tend to have them a lot, so when we do, they want them every day. After they get their snack, it's time to put their shoes and socks on, sweatshirts again, go through that whole process because we have to run to the grocery store. Tucker insists on putting his own jacket on, so we have this whole process of him flipping his jacket over his head. It's fun for him. Gotta get my shoes. Can't forget the waters. Gotta fill those up again. And off to the store. Got everything we need. We leave the store. Get back in the truck. And we're home. And the boys fight over who gets to shut the door. Tucker's upset because he wanted to shut it. Put the groceries away. Clean off the counters and take the recyclables out. It is garbage night, so I'll just bring the garbages into the garage so that I can put them out later. And now it's time to start getting dinner ready. Tonight we were having lettuce wraps and white rice. So I start with prepping the rice in the rice cooker. I forgot to mention that when we walked in from the store, I heard our smoke detector going off obnoxiously every 30 seconds. So I had to find a moment when I could to deal with that. Before I decided to deal with the smoke detector, I took out the lettuce and washed it. Okay, I simply can't deal with the smoke detector anymore, so I need to address that. I locked the gate at the top of the stairs so the boys could not come down while I was messing with the ladder. At this moment, while I'm trying to get this taken care of, Tucker makes his way to the gate and tells me not to break my neck. I don't even know where he heard that. He may have heard Daddy tell me that on the phone just before I came to deal with this. Embarrassingly enough, it took me longer than I'd like to admit to figure out how to take the darn battery cover thing off of it. And I have a 2-year-old right now who's obsessed with turning the lights on and off. And it was driving me nuts. So I go and I grab a new battery. I get the battery replaced. I'm yelling at my 1-year-old to stop with the darn light switch. I get it all put back together. I put it back up on the wall. And it did nothing. The darn thing is still beeping every 30 seconds. I'm frustrated right now because I don't know what's going on. I did find out that it was because the stupid thing needs to be replaced altogether. And when I looked at it closely, realized that it had a date to be replaced of November of 2013. So it should have been replaced 10 years ago, apparently. But this is a rental. I don't think we've ever looked at that one aside from just pressing the test button on it to even know that it was an old one. So I get the ladder put away, and I'm back to dinner. I get the rice started, and it's time to prep the meat for the lettuce wraps. I'm opening a can of water chestnuts, and Tucker is obsessed with water chestnuts. So here he is back at his stool. Caden's back at his place at the table chair on the other side of the counter. And I'm trying to chop the water chestnuts, and Tucker is begging me to eat them. Caden's trying them. I've got water I'm putting on to boil so that I can make some broccoli. Yes, I'm drinking coffee at like 5 o'clock in the evening because my kids do not sleep through the night. I store cut up green onions in the freezer so that I can just pull them out and use them when I need to, because I tend to have onions go bad since I don't use them that often. The boys want to eat some broccoli. Tucker is now stealing everything off of my cutting board. And he is sharing with Caden. I realized that Tucker won't leave my darn cutting board alone in the food, so I have to move it somewhere else so that they do not eat any more of it. Tucker has found his apple from his lunch from earlier that he didn't finish, and now he's eating that too. While I'm making dinner, the boys are always in the kitchen, or I should say any meal for that fact. They're always in the kitchen at my feet, usually playing with magnetiles. We've got some music turned on. We're doing some dancing. Tucker's riding Caden's bike again. Broccoli's done cooking, so I put some in the boys' plate to cool down, but before it does, I add some Parmesan cheese to the top of it. I grab my plate, give myself some broccoli. The meat is just about done, so I will start to prep the lettuce wraps. But before, we're gonna do a little rock out. Still waiting for the rice to finish. I love using the butter leaf lettuce for lettuce wraps because in the middle they have the tiniest little lettuce pieces that the boys use and can hold on to for their lettuce wraps. I tend to do dishes and clean as I cook while I wait for other things to finish. And I walk in a lot of circles. And I pick up a lot of toys because toys get scattered all around the darn kitchen floor. Rice is done. Alright, the rice has finished, so it's time to put some on the boys' plate. They love rice. I do too. And I realized I didn't even make my own lettuce wraps yet, so gotta do that. But first, Tucker's gotta get in some kind of drawer, mess with something. Alright, plates are done. Food is ready. Back to the table we go. Boys, sit down. Straight to the rice. Caden goes. And he's filling Tucker's to see if it's hot. I will join them at their table while they eat and eat my dinner too. Show Tucker how to hold his wrap. Caden's not interested in his wrap yet because he just wants to eat his rice first. Caden happened to drop a bunch of rice on the floor on accident, so I picked that up before he has a chance to get out of his chair and step in it. As I finish up with my food, I will turn the TV on for them to watch a little bit of something while I make my way into the kitchen and get started on cleaning. And now that they are done eating, it's time to get them cleaned up as well. Hands, faces, table. And while I finish up cleaning, then the boys tend to play for a little bit before we have to go upstairs and start getting ready for bed. Since the boys did well on their dinner, they get a little bit of a dessert kind of treat thing. I am giving them a box of yogurt covered raisins to share, and Tucker's directions is one for you, one for Caden, one for you, one for Caden. That tends to work pretty well when it comes to him sharing with his brother. After that, we go back to the living room and we reset again. We put our toys away. Caden climbs in and out of his toy box before actually focusing. But again, I'm down on the floor. I'm cleaning with them. I tend to give directions on whether we're going to do something all together. Sometimes Tucker wants directions of something he can do by himself. We had found one toy that belonged somewhere else in the bucket of Legos, so Caden got to put that away. And now it is time for baths. The boys like to fight over who gives the smelly bubble bath thing pod to me. Tucker likes to drop it in the water. So they get undressed. Caden puts his clothes in his hamper when he gets undressed. Tucker gets himself undressed and then makes his way to the bathroom. I don't take Caden's diaper off until the last minute before getting in the bath because I have had one too many accidents of peeing on the floor and I don't feel like cleaning it up. And then they get to take a bath for about half an hour. Alright, they are all washed up, cleaned. Now it is time to get out. I take Tucker out first and I get him dried off and dressed in the bathroom while Caden is still in the bath so that I can keep an eye on him. And once Tucker is dressed, it's Caden's turn to get out. I start draining the tub while I get Caden out. Get him wrapped up, and then we go to his room. Tucker is already working on getting his toothbrush and stuff ready. So it is time to get Caden dressed, diaper and jammies. Tucker's trying to bring Caden his flosser already, but we are not ready yet. Alright, all dressed and dried. Now it's time to go to the bathroom to floss and brush our teeth for the night. Same as the morning. Get everything ready. Caden is first. We gotta floss his teeth. And then it's time to brush. His toothbrush is already ready because Tucker helped me get it ready. He gets to finish off brushing his teeth. Comb his hair just so it doesn't turn into a tangled mess. Alright, he is done. Tucker's turn. Tucker's gonna start flossing his own. And then I will help get the teeth in the back. Once we are done flossing, Tucker's gonna brush his teeth. But first, we have to pee. Alright, we have gone pee, and back to brush. I help Tucker finish brushing his teeth when it comes to brushing at the end of the night, just to make sure he's reached all his teeth, because we're still working on that. And then he does his rinse and spit. And we are all done and heading out of the bathroom. Now it's garbage night, so I have to dump all the garbage pails. And here we are back to the light switches again. Caden won't leave them alone. Once the garbages are emptied, it is time to read a book. So we climb into Tucker's bed. We've picked a story. Now that the story is over, I have given Tucker an option of what he wants to do while I go into Caden's room and get him ready for bed. So the night before, Tucker had mentioned he wanted to do our mommy dances. So here I'm doing my dance with Caden while Tucker sits outside his door and watches and waits. Both boys have their own song that I do a dance with them, and I've done it since they were each born. Every so often, it's not every night. Once I'm done with Caden's dance, it will be time for him to get into his bed and go to sleep. We have an astronaut that plays stars, so the stars are on. And he lays down and looks at them for a little bit. Tucker's in his room waiting for me to put him to bed next. Getting Caden to lay down and relax is the biggest struggle at night, but once he finally does, he stays that way. And then he asks for me to turn his stars off so that he can go to bed. Which at that point, I give him a kiss, I tell him goodnight, sweet dreams, and I leave his room. Alright, time for Tucker's dance. But can't forget Monkey. Monkey's gotta join us. Tucker's to the age where now the dance has become a kind of a game. And it's become much harder because he's gotten a lot heavier. Alright, into his bed he goes. Out go the lights. Good nights. And I leave. Gotta do the garbage pail downstairs. I've already collected all the garbages from the bathrooms. I'm gonna take the garbage out from the kitchen. And replace the garbage bag. Take them outside to the garbage cans. And then I take the garbages to the street.